All right, for those that are watching this later, you should watch live because it's much better. For those that are waiting for tools, Postal Service did not pick up today, so they will go out tomorrow. What I want to do here is I want to double check my degree wheel. So, where did that gasket go? Here's the gasket. Yeah, so basically I just want to double check my degree wheel and make sure that it's okay at this point. And then I will work on the exhaust and the intake, I guess, which really probably doesn't need a whole lot of work. Found my 4mm. Little grease on the head, and it grabs nicely. And I forgot to bring you guys up here, so sorry. Oh, and I've got tools to package up tonight. Nine people here. Jesse, you like it? You got it? Doug, Ken, custom cutter. I'm sorry. Okay, Ken's here, custom cutter. Doug, how's it going, Doug? Craig, 7 minutes left. I'll be fast, Craig. Don't worry. Craig and okay, cool. So Jesse, you like it? What do you really like it? Is the compression good? Did you take all the tissues out of all the holes that I stuffed in? I stuffed in the oil, the gas, the intake. Oh, good. Another Ken. Yeah, great. CC. We can do CC. Yeah, I guess we could do CC. CC. Okay, all I'm doing is I'm just double checking the degree wheel here, making sure it didn't go out of time. So that's like 46 that side. Hey, Bob. That's like 47. That's 46-ish. Okay, that's fine. Plus or minus half a degree, that's fine. Yeah, that rubber mount goes under the saw. I'll show you on here. It's up under here. Hey Doug, Matt, thanks for the tip last night. Learned that you can watch YouTube at faster. Yes, just speed me up. Like 1.5, 1.75 is pretty much, 1.75 is kind of the limit for me. Okay, so my degree wheel's on. That's all I needed to know. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do exhaust, timing, and what we can also do while we're here is width. Now, let's see here. Gotta get in there with something like a really fine Sharpie would be best. That's pretty good. So if I go in here, push in the corners, gives me an idea of exactly how wide the exhaust really is. And you can actually put like a mandrel in. You can do all kinds of stuff to give you an idea of exactly what the shape is and all that. There's all kinds of things you can do. .42, yeah. It ran the 42 on my mill. I was only cutting 25, 26 wide, but yeah. I probably wouldn't go any bigger than that, but it'll work. Okay, so we're doing exhaust. We can actually look here and see how much further do we have to go. And the answer is you can go another couple millimeters to both sides, certainly. So I can extend the width of this at least a little bit. And what's nice is on here, the bevel is pretty heavy, so it kind of gives me actually an idea of where the limit might actually be for width. So bring it to bottom dead center, put your ring in. Put your 2 screws down. Jesse, for the money, that saw has quite the kick. You're gonna have fun with that thing. I certainly did. There, finally went. Take care, Craig. Thanks for coming. Did everybody see John Riley's video today? He had a video today. He was using my tools. He's like, these things work great. Don't know who made them, but they work really good. I had to post. I'm like, John, those are mine. You got my tools. Great. Okay. So now if we want 105 for exhaust, so 90, so it's from top dead center, 90, 100, 105. Put my fingernail there. Official tools, John Riley. I have a John Riley endorsement. bring this right up to 105. There, bing. Back off to bottom dead center and pull them out. A couple people showed up. Who showed up? Ed Bartlett showed up. Hey, Ed. I have put one post on OPE, but I have not active. I've got other stuff on my mind. I mean, I was posting quite a bit. I definitely was. I was posting quite a bit, and now to not be posting is a significant change in my life. Really. Oh, great. Just hit that. Now I got to check it again. Actually, I don't really need to check it again because I know that my intake is about 77. I can take it just a hair higher and width and all that stuff. So I really don't have to worry about it anymore. But let's see, 105. It really takes me right to the edge of the existing bevel. It's going to eat your 660. So I just take a Sharpie and go along the ring here. Yeah, Ken, it's a lot to read. It really is. Tree Monkey's already posted a lot of stuff. I mean, Scott's posted a lot of stuff. And when I first met him, I was like, yeah, I don't really understand what's going on inside of a two-stroke motor. And he's like, I do. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, that's just the way Scott is. A new series starting today? Okay, well, I hadn't seen. Because he's already posted an awful lot, and he's contributed an awful lot. Okay, so now I got a black line in there, and I want to basically grind the line away. At least in the dead center, I want to grind the line away. John Lean showed up. Hey, John. What I'll usually do is kind of like make the whole exhaust pretty flat, but slightly concave there to the point where the edges are effectively the thickness of a Sharpie line up. So I can take this a little bit wider on either side, not much. And we'll have it, And I do have a set of tools to put together tonight, so we'll get to that. Please remind me. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time tonight here porting, mainly because on this cylinder head I don't really need to. start hitting. Actually, this cuts pretty nice. See, that's a really good question. I'll try to answer that in a minute. Yeah, I know, Brian. Which is nice. I mean, it's nice because live is no big deal. It's risky, but it's really easy to do. Anyway. So I just go in here and smooth it out, take the plating off. If I don't have a 90-degree tool for porting, 346 cylinder, I port to the OEM or porting an aftermarket or a 346 cylinder with proper squish and no porting. Um, CC, it's kind of a tough question. Um, an OEM head with just the exhaust, propered up and the intake a little bit better, you can like leave the transfers alone on an OEM head and have a pretty rocking head. So what I want to do with the intake now, is this. It's really not bad as it sits. I'd like to widen it and square it a little bit more just on these, not this corner, this corner. You want to square it just a bit. Right, the OEM is open, is pseudo open port, so yeah, you can open the transfers and go nuts, and I've certainly done that, and you can learn a lot by doing it that way. You could also fiddle around with the transfer caps and grind on those too. So what I do here is, since I know that I don't have to grind that much away, I'm just going to put the ring down with the piston, and what that's going to do is it's going to give me a reference line to grind to, essentially. Not even to grind to, but just a reference line that's flat, right? This is just a flat line, because you want the intake as flat as you possibly can get. Brother slid off the road. Jesse, you take care. Be safe, buddy. Right, so now I've got a line, I've got a flat line in there to grind, and I'm not going to necessarily grind to it, but it gives me a reference so that I know as I go across where I'm at, And you can have a super flat intake, it's not going to hook a ring or anything like that. So my by eye here is about 1 millimeter away from the black line. go inside here and make sure it's smooth to that, essentially. And I'll get to the comments in a minute. Hang on. Flat. I could take it wider, but I don't really need to. So we're about 1 millimeter away from that black line. I didn't need to change the timing a whole lot because you're going to get 77 intake is really not too bad. 78, even 80 would be fine. So even if you ground to the line, you'd probably be all right. Anywhere in there is going to give you pretty good intake timing. I'm not quite so specific to worry about the difference. I don't think James is lurking tonight. If he is, then that's good. Everybody be good to send some prayers out to James. He's having a bit of a rough go of it. So, yeah, I'd appreciate it. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. John, you take care. Ed says, novice at this, OEM 346 is sitting in the 3-base gasket waiting for impulse. I'm very limited. You can do it, Ed. Edwin's here. That's good. Better late than never. That's pretty good for port work, I'd say. At this point, I can polish the exhaust. And we do bevels first. I guess I can do bevels first. Let's do bevels first. don't know where my ball diamond went, so I'll use the football. Tree Monkey actually recommends using the football, so I like using the ball diamond. I just don't know where it went right now. This one actually. That one's kind of shot. Let's use that one. I've got a football diamond on here for bevels. Usually run this up a little bit faster for doing bevels. Best bevels I've seen on the forum anyway, sure, are Chainsaw Jim. Pretty good. Yeah, supposedly you don't polish the intake side to a mirror finish because it helps with atomization or something, so I polish it, but not a super high side. Actually, overall, I think this cylinder, for as inexpensive as it is, I think it's pretty easy to grind on. No flaking or chipping. That's done pretty good. Yeah, supposedly there's quite a debate on the surface finish of the ports. I don't like the idea of rough ports, but there's certainly some debate there, you know. Okay, now I get out the. There's actually some debate on leaving the exhaust port rough too, but theoretically you polish it so it doesn't build carbon, you know? I don't know. And some guys really polish it. I'm not quite that serious. I just don't take this as serious as a lot of people. I try to get reasonable results. You know, I'm not a pro at this. Try to make it look nice, get reasonable results, and so far it's worked pretty good for me. This is just 50 grit sandpaper on a split mandrel that I made out of a drywall screw. This is nothing fancy, you know. John Riley's got much more fancy stuff. Can't whip this around too fast though. That's good. And just dive in. And that wears out pretty fast. So just tear a little bit off and keep going. I think Mastermind said that he spends as much time polishing as he does actually grinding. In which case, we're in for a long night. Ed, yeah, the base gasket's right at 20 thousandths. So like I said, you know, you can be in for a long night here if you're doing tons and tons of polishing. Looks pretty good even with just 50 grit. You know? Depends on what your initial switch is, Ed. I don't know. Most of the time, the OEM Huskies, you can do that. You can just delete the base gasket and be good, but you really need to check it because you don't know. Greetings, Terry. Just working on 350 for a change. And Arrow made it. Earl, the stupid post office didn't. Baltimore Augustine, thank you. Welcome. Earl, the post office didn't pick up, so the tools are going out tomorrow, apparently. My neighbor's actually a mailman, so I handed them to him. Ed, you get a mic or just get the digital calipers from Harbor Freight. They're not expensive. Working with what I got here. Simple, you know? And I go and I hit the intake just to make it smooth, but I don't overly polish the intake. Yeah, I get the Harbor Freight digital, the Pittsburgh digital calipers, the vernier calipers. They're like $10-15. They're pretty cheap. Seem to work pretty good too. Earl, I actually went and I used Click and Ship for 7 packages and scheduled a pickup, and apparently they didn't pick up. So I don't know what the deal was, but it's annoying for sure. That's pretty good. I'm just going to hit it with the higher grit sandpaper. This is actually 220. Yeah, I know, Earl. It said you got an email, but they didn't actually get picked up. So I think that's just fine. Don't really need to do anything else, you know? I got my bevels. Let's see. There. So at least it doesn't look all hacked up, you know. So not too bad, not too bad. Um, now that's not the end of the porting. We can't just slap this together. I got to do the base, so that's going to take a bit of work, but we can take the base gasket like this and match it up and say, hey, that matches up pretty good, you know. So if it matches up here, then we can use the base gasket with the bearing cap and use that as our guide for grinding on the bearing cap, you know. I think the base gasket's a little thick. See, I did the transfers last night. And I grind the bearing cup a lot. So I spent a lot of time on that. Which is for another night, not tonight. So, but this is basically ready to go. I just need to wash it, Scotch-Brite it, wash it again, and then you've got a head that you can install. That's ported and ready to rock. Just so everybody knows, if anybody is interested in this saw when we're done with it, I will sell it. So I'm going to have quite a bit of money into it, even though it's a cheap head. There's going to be quite a bit of cash that actually goes into this saw. So be prepared for breaking out your checkbook. And if I keep it, I keep it. You know, whatever. But what else? That's about that tonight. Again, if you guys can send prayers James's way, that'd be good. Yeah. What else is going on? Any other questions, comments, anything before we call it a night? If there's anybody new, obviously the fun around here is to interact, so please ask questions and comment. Plenty of times you guys give me really good suggestions and comments, and I do pay attention to them. CC, thanks. Terry, yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Ed. Yeah, I don't have very much else for you guys tonight. Tools going out tomorrow. Oh, I needed to pack up tools. I'm so sorry. Louis needed tools. Tom is here. Tom, I did not send them out yesterday. They were supposed to go out today. I printed out stuff the other day, but they were supposed to go out today, and the post office did not pick them up. I had them waiting outside for the post office. They did not apparently see my note. They did not pick them up. So unfortunately, they did not go out. However, my neighbor is a mailman, and he's actually taking them They'll be in the mail tomorrow. He's like, they'll be on a truck by noon. I'm like, okay, good. So I got 7 tool sets with him that are going to go out. Let me get one more together for Louie here, and yeah, so let's do that. Louie ordered a set tonight. Piston to cylinder bore clearance. No, I don't. I happen to know that the bore clearance is awful tight on this one. All right, so Louie, this is for you. Just take the burrs off, the big ones anyway. Louie, if you can double check this for me, that'd be great. Thank you. I have one more set up for dibs right this very minute, if anybody's interested. Are we buffering? No, we're good. The free tools thread? No. This is the expensive tools thread. Obviously. Yep. Literally one left. I go back to the old Tractor Supply. Dadgummit. Wrong door. Again? You know, Steelman, if that keeps happening, you eventually have to start questioning yourself. Again, it should fall through. So, if there are burrs, easy to deburr. I just need to get these in a package for Louie here immediately. That doesn't work. You read that sign wrong, Steelman. I'm telling you, you read it wrong. Stickers. I'm glad somebody gets a tickle out of me. Okay. All right. I just took it out of my ear. My ears. Yeah. Okay, so Louie, your tools are packed. I just need to go on the computer and print out a thing for you, and then put that in the mailbox tomorrow. Anything else, guys? Questions, comments before I take off? No, we got the tools you paid for. Obviously. Good night, Earl. Hopefully you'll get shipping confirmation tomorrow whenever it actually gets on a truck. By the way, I was supposed to get that 288 today, but obviously that didn't show up either. So I don't know what's going on with that. Irene, yeah. Night, everybody. Have a great night. Be safe. Prayers for James and Jesse. I hope your brother's okay. Okay, you be safe out there, Jesse. Everybody, Ed, Stillman, Earl. Everybody, have a great night. Thanks so much for coming by. Terry, have a good night. Thanks everybody for participating. Appreciate it.